What's up, everybody? Welcome to Size Matters RC Monday Night Mashup. This week's show, as always, brought to you by RC Misfits and Race Place Hobbies. RC Misfits is located at 301 Bristol Pike in Croydon, Pennsylvania, and Race Place Hobbies is at the Q Mart in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. It's also brought to you by cowrc.com. And tonight we have a new sponsor. I'm going to wait to bring in my buddy John. He's not here tonight because I am feeling under the weather and I did not want to get him sick. So, without further ado, we're going to bring in John when he sends me an invite. And I want to go over a couple things before we bring him in. The first thing is, tonight we have a giveaway. And it also ties into what we're going to highlight tonight from CalRC. And that is their magnetic mats. So our giveaway, and we're going to be doing this probably about once a month, we'll be giving away a CalRC mat. Johnny, I just saw you joined. Send me an invite. I'll get you in here, and we'll go over this together. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to bring in John, and we'll go over all this stuff, and I'll go over the rules for the giveaway and how we're going to do it. Johnny!
What up?
What's up, brother? Sorry you couldn't be here tonight. Sorry for not feeling well, but
Man, I
things
appreciate
happen.
it out for me. I ain't trying to get sick, you know?
I got you. So, I know Tyrone wants to join. Tyrone will bring you in a second. I just want to go over our giveaway because CalRC really went above and beyond and made us a variation of mats that we're going to be giving away. So these are all the mats. Tonight we're going to give one away. The only thing that we ask is that you pay shipping. And the way we're going to do it is later in the show. If you want to be entered into it, I'll ask you to comment and, tell us that you want it. We'll put your name in a name generator on our laptop right here. We'll spin the wheel. Whoever's name it lands on, you are the lucky winner. And then just send us a DM with all your information, and we'll get it out to you. So, big news of the night, before we get started in all this, John, we have a new sponsor.
We do. And very excited for it. I'm sorry I was having a wardrobe malfunction. But since you brought up the new sponsor, I'll just put that there. I'm not used to doing this in my garage. So the way my lighting's set up, it all aims at my bench behind me. And I have my bench on my back, so all the shadows are on my face. So a baseball hat, just casted a shadow over my face, and everybody wants to see this handsome thing.
Yeah, why
So
not? So,
yeah, I just a huge thank you to Mark and the Crawler Cult crew for agreeing to be a sponsor for the show. We've developed a phenomenal relationship with Mark. If you're not following him, you don't know what Crawler Cult's about. Uh, Check out Scale Shit. Check out Crawler Cult. I have some stuff right here. What do I got here? Just some of the stuff they're doing. I mean, scale rolling papers. We got all the car manuals, all the old school manuals. Bag of Cool Ranch Doritos on top of some of the sickest, coolest, most well thought out merch, t-shirts, hats, pins, stickers you'll ever see. Anybody know what this is? Keep on Tiny Trucking, what the original logo was. The man is a genius at taking logos that are so well known and so common on the everyday and turning it into an RC logo and something RC related. The sell for me was the Crawlers Rule Everything Around Me cream Wu-Tang shirt, which is just badass. You can't deny it was such a cool idea. The new hats he just came out with the Bash Pro Shop, which is the Bash Pro Shop logo with with a basher on it. This is Bash Pro Shop. If you were walking through the store and somebody saw that hat, they would look at me, hey man, nice hat, thinking it's a fishing hat. It's how well done the transformation from the original logo to the Crawler Cult logo is. What else? the ACDC logo, the CCRC logo,
Yep.
they call their Crawler Club logo, which is, I believe, Black Label Society, right? It's a Black Label Society.
Yep. He's got the FTW.
The, the Harley one, you got the Harley one around? I have mine's in a
So I'm at, you guys can't see it. Hold on. So on my box here, right here, I have the Harley one sitting on our wall of fame.
I like Dreamer just pointed out. Yes, Crawler Cult's slogan is sex, drugs, and radio control. So
Yep.
with that right there, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Nope, sex, drugs, and radio control. But
Yep.
every Thursday night, Mark from Crawler Cult does a live on Instagram. He doesn't save them. It's a one-time deal. Very entertaining. 9 p.m. On Instagram every Thursday night. Check him out. Huge shout out to Crawler Cult and Mark for agreeing to be a sponsor for the show, and looking forward to working with him on things to come. So
Yep.
that's really
Tonight's show, besides the giveaway, we're going to be going over RC upgrades, everything from tools to batteries, tires, anything you guys want to talk about. We're going to talk about the companies that we work with and companies that we believe in. I want to talk about things that we started with and how we've progressed over the years, especially with tools. But before we go any further, I want to talk about the highlighted product from Cal RC tonight, and that is their magnetic mat, which is what we're going to be giving away. If you're not working over a Cal RC magnetic mat, you do not know what you're missing. They catch all your hardware. You will not lose hardware. The white background, it sticks out. So if you have a black screw, a silver screw on here, it's going to stick out. It's easy to catch with your eye. It's not going to roll and fall on the floor. And they're just a dream to work on. And they're available in a ton of sizes, from something like this to something like the table that I'm sitting in front of, which is 7 feet of magnetics.
It's man.
Yeah, you can literally get them in any size you want. The sizes that we have available for the giveaway are something small like a little parch tray to perfect for micros, and then little small mat. This is actually like no. I'm saying compared to like your large mat or your extra large mat, this is the small mat. So great size though. So that's what we're gonna have for the giveaway tonight. We'll do that later, and hopefully somebody wants it and somebody wins it. Let's see. If you want, come see here.
That guy photos too. Tudor, you were correct. USTE 2023 in February. Come down to Florida. Check out it. This guy, Crawler Cold setup. Their tent is one of the nicest tents I've ever seen. It's either one walled or three walled, and it's a party. It's fun. It's a good time. Crowd work. Mark walking around with his giant hat and his big gold Crawler Cold chain. Tudor taking pictures. It's just a good time. Good time.
The way I see Crawler Cold at every event, so let's take USTE. USTE is like the mecca for scale guys, right? Crawler Colt's booth is the mecca of USTE. That's where everybody converges. That's what it feels like to me. That's where the crowd is. That's where the cool kids go to hang out.
It's where the best music is.
It is. It's a great time. They're great people, and they're surrounded by great people. Usually, Mike from Carryall is somewhere in the area. You have Crawler Colt. You're going to have Rebel right there somewhere with Jeff Johns. It's just a good area to be in every time we go to an event, and they're people we want to be surrounded by. But enough of that, because we're going to talk about USTE in a couple shows from now as we get closer and what our plans are. And I actually want to talk about what we're going to be bringing. So to start off, let me move the laptop because we're not doing the giveaway yet. Y'all got to watch the show first. So I want to talk about something, and me and John haven't gone over this at all yet. There was no brief at all with what we were going to be going over with upgrades tonight. I want to start off with tools. Um, drivers. So we started off using something like this, Black & Decker. Then we went up to this Ryobi, which is a great tool. However, with both of these, there are issues. This one is double A's, so when it dies, if you don't have double A's on hand, you're kind of beat. So that's this downfall. And it's not variable speed. It's full reverse, full forward. Not too torquey, so you don't really have to worry about breaking screws with this one. Cheaper, like Amazon wheels, you will break screws. They're just soft metal, not great quality. It'll happen. Then we went up to this thing. Better because it is rechargeable. You have to plug it in to charge it. There's no interchangeable battery, so when it's dead, you have to wait for it to charge. Not variable speed, but it does have a speed setting on it for slow and fast. So it's a little bit more controllable. I did like that it went into a screwdriver handle. And then we were actually with Mark from Color Cult, and I got my hands on one of these. This is an absolute game changer. I will never, ever, ever, ever use anything else on my RCs. They do have one that turns into like the handle like this one. This one's just straight. Variable speed, it's gyro, so the more you turn, the faster it goes, left and right. And it's a rechargeable, removable battery. So I have two of these. One's on the charger, one's in the tool. When this dies, I swap them out. I don't have to worry about this thing ever being dead. And it has a light, and it has a battery meter on it. This battery needs to be charged because I built some things today. But that's how I wanted to start, is just the difference in tools. There is a price difference, as with anything in this hobby. But you get what you pay for.
Can I answer that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're going to pick up one of these tools and you're going to use it, by all means, do not go on Amazon and pick up this. Do not just pick up a cheap set of drivers for it.
That was my next thing. And I'm glad you hit on that.
Yeah, Craig was me for not spending. And listen, I'm a cost efficient person. I'll take leftovers, hand me downs. I'm one of the youngest brothers out of five. Not the youngest, but close to it. So I'm okay with like, now I'll deal with it. I'll work with it. That is not something I will skip on. If you're gonna get bits, get Power Hobby, get MIP. You can't cheap on them. You are going to destroy every screw on your truck.
MIP. Power Hobby's good.
Power Hobby's good.
Best. I recently broke my first MIP, and it was not because I was using it properly. I had to pry something up on an RC truck, and I used this to pry it, and I broke it. So I haven't broken one during normal usage. And John can attest, especially the two. This has taken out, what, 9 million screws? It's not worn out. It's perfect.
Let me ask you this. What was the brand set we were using prior to the MIP? Amazon. So we used those for a while. But I could tell you that even after we got the MIP, there'd be nights where me and Craig would be working on two trucks side by side and just mix match hand handling at the driver, switching out. And I was sitting there one night with a set of bead locks, and I got the 1.5 in, and I'm trying, and it's just spinning. I'm pissed off, and I'm yelling. I'm like, I stripped the screw. It's not going to come out. And Craig grabbed it, put the MIP bit in it, and came right out.
Yeah, the MIP. If you have a mildly stripped screw and it's because you're using a worn out bit, just throw the MIP in there. It's going to take it out. I have all MIP now. That's all I use. Even We don't use these often because we have power tools now, but I have MIP hand tools. Again, if I have something stripped and I want to be really careful with it and I don't want to put it on the driver, I'll use hand tools to back it out. But we also have like the hobby park set, which there's nothing wrong with getting like a hobby park set. Just realize over time these are going to wear out and they are going to break. The power hobbies, it's the same thing. They're a great set and they are going to last you a while. Especially the hand tools. Once you put them in a driver and you're putting that torque and the speed into it, they're going to wear out. They're going to strip out screws. The metallurgy is just different. So tools wise, those are my tips, especially with drivers and the tools. Get quality. It's just going to make wrenching so much easier. Get yourself a mat and good quality tools, and it is just a night and day difference from what we were used to. It changed the way we work on trucks. Speaking of power hobby tools, do you have your mat?
Well, start off.
He's got
I just picked up these from RC Misfits a couple weeks ago. These toolkit. It's 0.05. Got the 0, the 1.5, and the 0. I have LCG chassis for my 24 scale, and I don't 24 scale that much. I've got more into it thanks to J Team, but I'm going to start, and I picked this up. This is a Power Hobby kit. Also, if you want to go a little bit more, is Power Hobby. Well, I was working and a hectic day. I work today. You were off. What's your excuse?
I didn't feel good all day.
Give me 1 second. All right, I think that's pretty.
Oh, nice.
I keep stupid stuff like that. So I'm going to attempt to hold this up without knocking everything out everywhere. Give you guys an idea. I mean, it is so much stuff, and this is this pack. Yeah, you get the idea. This pack goes in my carry-all bag. It fits perfectly in the back pocket that goes flush against your back. It has everything you could ever need, including a stand, which is not in it. It's currently on my workbench right
But it
here.
comes with a stand.
The stand comes in the kit. You can break it down. It lays flat. It has a spot for it in the kit. Step down. Body reamer.
Yeah, it comes with everything. It really does. It's an outstanding kit. And Power Hobby really put a nice kit together, and the price point is phenomenal. Just go on Power Hobby's website, and they have a ton of tools.
Unfortunately, if you buy yours from Power Hobby, it will not come with this.
Mine was in there too. That's funny. That's because we got them at USTE, or no, I'm sorry, we got those at Beat the Creek, and we were working on trucks, and Mike George came over and started throwing stickers in our bags.
That is true story. But yeah, man, I can tell you that this kit has been a lifesaver. Most recently when we were at Fairway and the infamous I snapped my axles call, or snapped my axles incident, that this was the kit I grabbed right away and went into and did all the repairs on it. So that is a permanent fixture in my carry-all bag at all times.
Yep. I was actually worried it was going to add a lot of weight to the bag, but it doesn't weigh that much, and you have everything you need. Let's keep on the Power Hobby train right now.
Yeah.
I actually want to go into batteries and who we use for batteries.
Actually, look. Oh, let me grab my battery bag. Yeah, you talk.
Yeah. So we use a few different batteries. We're not, I would say, loyal to one brand. I think every company has something a little unique to offer. But we have figured out what companies work for us and which companies we haven't had issues with. And if we have had issues, we've had great customer service. So Power Hobby being one of them. I can honestly say Power Hobby, I've never had an issue with their batteries. And they make all size batteries. John's going to show you one that I do not have, but I have them in every single one of my 24 scale trucks. I have them in something like my TRX4. And shame on me because it's in the house, but I just bought for my LMT and for my Baja Ray, I just bought a 9,000 mAh 120C 3S battery from Power Hobby. It's a graphene battery. The thing's a monster, absolute monster. And what's that?
9,000?
Yeah, 9,000. 120C. It's a great battery. Um, and then John has the little mini 3S there. And what is that? 1200?
15. It's backwards. 15.
Oh, 1500. I'm sorry. It looked like a 12.
Let
Was
me
that
see.
DC? It's a
120.
great. It's 1200, 120.
Yep.
Oh man, the numbers backwards got me messed up.
Yeah.
So, for size comparison, another brand that we use is Gen's Ace, the tattoo batteries. This is a 1300 3S. I use this in my comp trucks. Small, lightweight little package, more than enough runtime for any comp. I also run them, I believe they're 850s. They're smaller than this. Those also have more than enough runtime for the comps that we're doing. And then these Pitbull batteries. I got this as a gift the last comp I went to, and I actually love this battery. A hard case battery. This is a 2S. I actually run this in Bella of RC's Bronco. Fits in there perfect, and that truck does not need 3S. This is perfect for that truck. I absolutely love this battery. So far, I haven't had an issue with it. I've been running it for a little while. And Eco Power batteries. Also a great battery. I got this with my Rebel, and I have no complaints about this battery. I have a couple Eco Power batteries. There have been batteries I've had issues with, but unfortunately, they're mostly stock batteries. I've had a problem with Reedy batteries. I've had 3 or 4 of those go on me, and I've had a problem with Traxxas batteries. Most of these aftermarket companies that we're talking about right now, I haven't had any issues with at all. One Gen's Ace tattoo battery I thought I was having an issue with, and Joey from RC Misfits was able to fix it for me and brought the one cell back, and that battery's been fine since.
With the battery is my Gen's Ace, and it's because I bought the wrong size and it doesn't fit in the Baja Ray.
That's not a problem. That's a you thing.
It was that was a problem, but yeah, that's the only problem I've had. Other than that, my Power Hobby, my Gen's Ace, my favorite battery out of all the batteries that I own. I don't know why it's my favorite, but this is my favorite battery. I hold
That's
this
my
one.
bad.
Sorry.
Thanks, John. I'll take that back, whenever you're done with it.
I like using the Baja Ray, and I can't use it without that. So
So buy the right battery. I
I'm
just
gonna.
want to say hi to Bobby from RC
Uh,
Garage. Up. All right.
so we were gonna talk about upgrades. That was tonight's topic was upgrades, and before we get into any discussion of upgrades, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. All right. What is the first upgrade 99.9% of people do once they realize their RTR needs an upgrade?
this is a two-parter for me.
Well, it comes in two, so I think we're on the same page.
I'm gonna say wheels and tires.
I think that is the most common first upgrade. If you're new to the hobby and you're just coming in and you're like, hey, I bought this, whatever. I'm not going to pick out any brand specifically. What should I do to upgrade? What's the first thing I should do? A friend of ours, Joey, liked our crawlers, got into it, and bought a Sindoro, and was out with us with his bone stock RTR, and me and Craig having amount of money into our trucks, and was like, oh, my truck's not performing like yours. What are this? And we both said almost simultaneously, if I recall, get new wheels and tires. I think that's the most common first upgrade. So with that being said, what is the second upgrade you recommend? You're new to the hobby. You got tires and wheels. You got a good set of tires. You got a decent set of wheels. What's your next step?
For me, it's servo, um, quickly followed by motor, ESC, and then weight. And I wait to do the weight typically because that's a performance thing for me. It's not just for aesthetics. It's not just for look. I want the truck to be balanced, and I don't want to figure out balancing until I know where all the electronics are going to be, and I know how the truck's going to perform with those electronics, and then I start adding weight in the places I need it.
Real quick, what's up, J teams? Anybody who wants to chime in at any point on our opinion on upgrades or what they think the first upgrade should be or upgrades they've done. And upgrades doesn't necessarily have to be, I bought this and put it on my truck. Upgrades can be, I speaking for me personally, I spent probably 4 or 5 runs, so we'll say a couple hours, tuning just my rear shocks on the green truck known as Cash, the Desert Lizards. I bought the Desert Lizards. That's easy. Anybody could buy a set of shocks and put them on. But the different adjustments you can do and the way you could set them up. So if anybody has any opinions or, hey, if you're going to do an upgrade, do this, but also tweak it like this. Jersey Crawler, Lynx was on my list of the top first 3. I think Lynx are up there. I think I would do Lynx before motor and ESC for the weight, just to see how the truck performs with the weight. So yeah, I would go tires, wheels and tires, servo, and then I would go between links and motor setup.
See, that's where we differ because I won't do anything to the suspension or weight.
Until your power plant settled.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Because I know that the truck is going to act completely different. And I know that most of these stock motors, once I start adding weight,
So let me ask,
it's not worth it.
so now, if you're going to put a ESC setup, you're going to put a Copperhead or a Holmes or the Quick Run or something that you've already dealt with and already have in another truck.
You're talking about 10th scale.
What's that?
The 10th scale stuff.
Yes. Are you still gonna go motor over weight, links, and all that if you know what you're gonna get out of that motor?
That's why I said sometimes for me it depends because we've done this so many times at this point. I kind of know which way my build's going to go and I kind of know how things are going to act. But for somebody first starting out that doesn't know, that wants to learn, to me, electronics and then weight.
And you go both 24 and 10?
Yeah. Yeah. 24 to me is a lot more finicky with weight. They want to roll a lot easier. So adding weight in certain places and getting that suspension right, it's a lot more noticeable on a 24 scale than it is a 10th to me. There are more gross adjustments. And I brought the 24s down because I have that right here that has all the upgrades that's within arm's reach. So I don't care if we talk about 24 scale. I don't care if we talk about 10th. They're all the same upgrades. They're just different sizes.
So here is a bone stock 24 scale, SCX 24, right? Bone stock. Only thing I did to this was I put a set of Terrell shocks on it, And at Fairway, J Teams informed me that I could not run it class 1 with aftermarket shocks. So we swapped them out right there, put the stock ones back on. So now you know that I plan on building this. I have a chassis behind me. So you're saying, in your opinion, I should go figure out my motor ESC setup before I do any other upgrades.
That's how I would do it.
Okay.
Just because I know once you add weight, especially with the steering servo, it is not going to handle what you're going to do to it. So the truck's not going to perform the way you're going to expect it to perform without doing the electronics. So why not do the electronics that are going to be way more than good enough for stock, and then start adding weight to balance the truck out afterwards? That's my thought process on it.
I,
Um,
I, I don't disagree with you.
and then, from John's truck, then, I mean, the next level realistically is this truck. This is my daughter's truck. We did recently do a chassis on this. It has the Team Garage hack chassis, but it's running a stock ESC. It's running it's actually got an FMS motor in it because it's a little hotter and had a little bit more torque. But an SDRC servo with the BEC, Terrell links, Terrell drive shafts, Terrell wheels, Power Hobby tires. I love Power Hobby tires. I've had very good luck with them. This is a mixture truck because I have Power Hobby brass diff covers on it as well. So this truck is like a mismatch with upgrade parts from different companies, and I actually ran this at the last J Teams comp because I forgot the battery I forgot the remote to my comp truck. So I ended up running this. This little thing's an animal. I was actually very impressed and very happy with it because I don't run this at all. My daughter does. But then you have things like this where you get a little bit higher into customization. This is a stock chassis, but it's running FuriTech brushless. It's got the NSDRC RS100, the BEC, Terrell links, Terrell portal axles, wheels, diff covers, again, Power Hobby tires. So this truck has a little bit more done to it.
So
And
can I just interrupt you for a second?
yeah, absolutely.
You pull out the Betty again.
Yep.
So now J Teams just commented that that truck did really well. So your daughter, I've seen drive that truck. I know that what she does with it. Has entered comps with that truck.
Yes.
Um, how well did your daughter place in the last comp that she entered?
See, I forget. Do you remember? I want to say
Like
she did pretty good.
like top 3, top 4
I think it was
of,
like, right, the kids class.
of the kids class?
Yeah.
And how old's your daughter? Just so people know, just so people can wrap their head around the
So
concept. These are a different breed of children.
no, she was I think 7 at the time.
7. Okay.
Yeah. So she does really well. And that's what I love about this hobby is it doesn't matter how they do, but my daughter she's like me where she is very, very focused, and if she makes a mistake, she doesn't care about what you think or what other people think. She's like harder on herself than anybody else could be. Um, so to watch her and like watch her concentrate and like kind of know what's going on in her head while she drives this thing. That's why I think I built it the way I did because I wanted to give her the best chance she could to not beat herself up. And I love this thing. I like this more than I like my comp truck, which is crazy because the comp truck's an animal, but
J Teams just said she
well
finished 8.
balanced.
J Team said she finished 8 out of 18.
Okay. And
So and she, everyone
okay.
class ran with everyone and finished 8th out of 18.
That's I think she probably finished better than me. It's amazing. It's just it's fun, and that's why RC is so much fun. But I do want to touch on something after we talk about the comp truck, and that is the Element, which is my other daughter's, because that's a power hobby build, because nobody's making parts for it except for Power Hobby, to my knowledge. I couldn't find any anyway. So this is my comp rig. I love this thing, but I hate it. I did not realize when I was buying parts how much it was actually going to add up to. This truck, and don't let anybody fool you and say, oh, getting into 24 scale is cheap. It is. The trucks, I mean, these trucks are what, $130, $140? And yes, the upgrades are cheaper. Until you start.
Right now, RPP is running a buy one, get one on wheels and tires. $15, you get 4 24 scale tires. I don't look brand or whatever. I just happen to see the advertisement.
Yeah.
So that compared to $35, $40 for 2 tires for 10 scale, it's definitely intriguing for people to be like, oh, 124 scale is so much cheaper. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, it's not. And I'll be honest with you guys. There's $1,000 in this. It's a 24th scale. I don't know why I did it, but I did. But it is a completely, it's got the Fury Tech Komodo, the transmission, Fly Sky receiver, Castle Sidewinder, Gens Ace 850 battery. RC Steve made these links. If you guys aren't checking out RC Steve, these links are phenomenal. Check him out. If you need links for your 24 scale, unbelievable. SSD wheels, they have brass internals, so brass rings. Great weight, great look to them. All my other trucks have Tyrrell wheels. This is the only truck that does not have Tyrrell wheels. I love these wheels, though, so I'm not taking them off.
Can I just answer a question that Cosmo Pulpa asked?
Yeah.
Might be a dumb question. Why would my controller flip reverse is forward on a controller? Had to flip the battery terminal to get it right again. Forward is slow, reverse is fast. Maybe it's just Cosmo. It is not. It's going to be a setting in your controller more than likely than it is on the truck. You should be able to reverse your forward and rear, drive and reverse on the controller. I also don't know what controller you have. I know what truck you have, I think, but I don't know what controller you have. But probably call Mike. Just an idea, since I'm pretty sure he built the truck. Anyway, Ken, you can go back to.
Yeah, no, I actually want to see who FBRC parts are cheaper, so you end up just buying more. It's true, and that's kind of where I went here. And we're gonna bring in Tyrone here, and then after, because he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to upgrades, and I know you are definitely more into the 10th scale, and I actually want to talk to you about one part in particular on my G-Speed. Yes, you, mister.
What up, fellas?
What's up, bro?
Can I just at the JT?
Holla.
Know it's coming.
For those who don't know me, I'm Tyrone, Black Sheep Scalers out here in Northern California. Love to kick it with these guys, just trying to see what's up. What up, Bobby? RC Garage is in the house. I feel like I'm way behind, but let me catch up for a second, because all I've listened to is you talk the whole time. But I did listen the whole time. I've been here since the beginning. So let me just do a real quick catch up. I have a parts. My thing is MIP. Let's just get that out of the way. MIP, I totally agree. MIP, all my hand tools are MIP. That's the best shit out there because the tips are real solid. But if you want a good tool set to take with you on the trail for less than $15, G-Speed, baby. G-Speed tools. Go on and check the website out. G-Speed. Gabe from G-Speed has these tools for super cheap. So you get the 4-pack for I think it's like 15 something. Don't quote my prices, but just let me tell you they're cheap. But the tips are the carbonite coated tips, and these things, I love MIP just like you. but don't doubt these tips. These tips are the shit. And if you break one, send him the tip. He will replace it. MIP won't do that. Check that out.
Yeah, no,
check that out. Then in my sling pack, it's backwards on there, but I have this little Cobalt toolkit that has, it's a lot like that Power Hobby set, but it has like literally every size that you could possibly imagine, and a driver. And then in the other side, it's got a magnetic tray, but I have a Cow RC in my carry-all backpack. But it does have all the like pliers, pry bars, picks. Like literally, you could build a truck on the trail with this pack right here. It's intended for RCs by Cobalt. So if you go into like a Home Depot or Lowe's, look for their Cobalt. I want to say it's Lowe's that carries Cobalt.
So
But go into a Cobalt, and it's literally an RC, a fucking Traxxas Slash on the package. These are intended for RCs, which is really, really cool. Then what was the next thing you talked about? Batteries. Gens Ace. 800 milliamp, 3S batteries, 4S batteries, about an hour and a half of runtime out of each battery. You could run a 1400, but with the G speeds like in the G Shot and in the V3, I only need an 850. That'll last me literally an hour and a half, and that's just creepy crawling around. It's almost like adding no weight to the middle of the chassis, which is great. You want to keep it real light. Everything's up front, so you want to, and then weight. Just to piggyback on that whole weight thing, because like what Size Matters was talking about, how like if you don't have the ESC and the motor in place and then you start adding weight, usually the weight is going to burn out the system anyways. So it's almost like you just pull the system out, put it in something else, or give it to somebody else that doesn't have like a system, which we love to donate here. So we could build somebody a truck with that system, and they can just start out like kids or wives, or like my girlfriend's TRX4 I got built over here. You know, we'll keep it real cool and simple. She doesn't need all the craziness, so keep that in my rigs. But yeah, so you always want to upgrade your power system before you start adding a bunch of weight to it, because usually once you add the weight, you're going to burn that out anyways. So get your power system established. Shout out to Castle. Get the gearing right, get everything right with the power system, and then start adding the weight up front and trying to set your shocks up and doing all that kind of stuff. And actually, you can get away with a lot of stock shocks doing some tuning for people that can't afford upgraded shocks. But there's different things, different tricks you can do online. There's all kinds of different forums you can ask questions on where we guys can help you out, do things with what you got. Do different homemade free mods and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, trying to catch up.
John's got a question.
Thanks for I have no complaints about the desert lizards. You're running, Craig, what are you running on what are your FabTechs? What are you running on the
On the G-Speed?
On the G-Speed.
FabTech shocks.
You're on FabTech.
Yeah. Not too much experience with those, because I've heard just a lot of horror stories about them leaking real bad. So I've never really bought a set. I'm more of a Traxxas big bore guy. Gabriel from G-Speed got us all hooked up like in our brains that the Traxxas shocks are the best shocks. They're actually Basher shocks that you put T-springs on. They're really easy to tune. You can just change pink, red, orange, and then your shock oil weight, and just kind of keep it simple. And it's real easy for guys that don't have all that knowledge of putting that big spring above the piston and a spring below the piston and trying to do all that different crazy stuff. You can just kind of pop these little T-springs in and out, and then it's like you're on the trail, you know. So that's just a real easy way to do that.
I'll be honest. I put the Drive Techs on this, and they're good. I haven't had an issue with them, but I haven't noticed that they're worth how much they cost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought they were more jewelry than anything else. I hate to say that because I know a lot of people are watching. But the people want to have their matching transmissions, their matching wheels, which I got all that stuff. I mean, I got, where everything has to match and all that. But sometimes just because it matches doesn't mean it works the best. And that's kind of where I keep it real researchy. I try to keep making sure that I'm trying to see what everybody's doing, and I see where everybody's complaining about this or complaining about that. And before I even did a lot of my upgrades. You know what I mean? Like it seems like a lot of people would think that I just went out and threw a bunch of upgrades at these trucks, but really I just kind of sit back and watch. And even before I even got my first Defender, I was watching videos. Like literally I had watched probably 1,500 videos before I even had my very first remote in my hand, because I wanted to know that the very first crawler I was ever going to buy was going to be a crawler that was going to keep me in. And that was the Traxxas TRX4 Defender. You cannot go wrong with that truck. I ended up ripping out all the freaking micro servos after they all went bad, and I literally had a pile of micro servos that cost more than another truck. At that point, that's where I was like, eh. So no more micro servos for me. And that was way before Reefs came out with all their, 1,000 torque micro servos, and all these companies started making all these micro servos that actually could handle the power. But even then, I didn't want to deal with the endpoints. Just keep it simple. I go on like long hikes. I just got back from hiking to the top of Castle Craigs, and you don't want micro servos busting on your truck when you're hiking at the top of Castle Craigs. That's the kind of stuff we do. You know what I mean?
Man, same thing. We went out to the Palisades. We did 6 miles uphill into rock and cliffs, and I can tell you that that green truck right there is my daily. That's Cash. That's my baby. It's been a USTE. It's been a Beat the Creek, Fairway, and then all the bullshit that we just do on a daily. I've run Desert Lizards on that for the last almost 2 years.
Yeah.
I've never had a drop of oil, a drip of.
And I plan on coming out there for UST truck breaking on me. If I'm only going to be able to bring like 2 trucks in a suitcase, I don't want to have trucks be breaking on me. I don't care how good the servos are.
You're frozen.
Yeah, we lost them.
Oh, he's talking about shocks leaking. I've never had the Desert Lizards leak on me. I'm running them in 3 or 4 of my trucks. It's never been an issue. So that's me personally. I've heard other people say they're leaking. Our buddy Joey put him in his Sandoro and had a little bit of a leaking issue. We found that he bound up one of the O-rings on him. We were able to fix that, and it hasn't leaked since. I mean, that right there, that thing, outside of breaking an axle housing twice, I've had no issues with it. The thing is tried and true, man. It's given me no issues. My G can't speak on that because I've only run it 2 or 3 times, just playing around with it. Right now, unfortunately, it's more of a shelf clean, but it's coming.
And
Your turn.
broken axles, man. So I have the Trio axle housings, which are, in my opinion, bulletproof. But the internals, the axles in there, I had like 3 or 4 sets in a row break in this truck, and I thought it was something I was doing. I put the Boom Racing ones in here. It's been solid since. Let's see, who's I think this is probably Tyrone again. We'll give him another shot. I actually want to ask him when he comes in. Tyrone, I just want
to for a second.
I want to talk to you about this real quick. The hardcore links.
Yes.
Bro, these things are absolutely amazing. I know you're hooked up with hardcore.
Yes.
Just the fact that they come color coded.
Yes.
They're easy to install. There's no guessing. Question from John.
How long did y'all leave your stickers color coded on the links after you put them on?
Oh, mine were on.
My links are still got the tabs on it, bro. These trucks are like a year old. I still got tabs on them. And the reason why, let me tell you why I do that. I know there's a lot of guys that are like, oh my God, take those tabs off. They're so gay. Like, why do you leave those tabs on? Okay, let me just tell you something. The reason why I personally leave those tags on is because I am a hardcore RC team driver. And you can drive on a trail and see all these trucks and look at the links and be like, oh, whose are those? Oh, okay. Whose are those? Oh, okay. Right? But when you see my trucks going down the trail, or you see another truck with hardcore links going down the trail, and you see them colored tabs on the trail, you don't even need to ask.
And
you know they're hardcore.
Another point, I mean, I'm sure you could do it in your sleep, but if you ever have to take that truck apart and you go to put it back together, you still got the tabs. You know what goes where.
Yes.
You don't have to.
Yes.
And
Yes.
let's be honest here. I took my tabs off my hardcore links after the first run with it. There's still sticker marks where
Yes. That's why it's like leave them on, because you're going to attract dirt anyway. So it's like you might as well just leave them on. And then let me give you guys a little tip. If you don't know, if you have any angled skid, such as a V3 G-Speed, brazen, it doesn't matter, G-Speed, brazen, high-low, G-Shot, whatever. But if you put the links to where they're bent towards the belly, it gives you more belly breakover. I know a lot of guys are like, oh, well, I like my bends towards the wheel. Trust me, the rocks will hit your tires before you ever hit these links. The more belly breakover is where it's at. And you can ask the owner of Hardcore RC and Gabe from G-Speed, and they will both tell you the same thing. It actually gives your belly more breakover, because when the truck is squatted, you almost can't even see where the belly ends.
So
you see where it goes.
Are you saying that's going to specifically for hardcore or any high clearance link?
Well, hardcore specifically, because hardcore RC, baby.
But you
can probably do it with any other bent link that you want to do it with, but on specifically an angled belly chassis, not a flat chassis. Flat belly chassis, you want to just keep your links bent in the rear towards the tire. This is specifically for angled belly chassis, because it gives you more breakover. So that's just a little added tip if y'all didn't know, because there's a lot of people out there. It's been on a lot of different conversations on the page, on both hardcore and G-Speed. So,
and that's why we wanted to have this show, because we're talking about upgrades, right? But
yes,
there's also different ways to install all of these upgrades, and a lot of you, that's backwards.
Yes,
it's done for a purpose.
Yep, and then you'll see my G-Shot, same thing. G-Shot bend towards the belly, gives you way more belly. And then once you get it, you'll never hit that link before you get to that tire. There's so much clearance between the ground and that link, and all you're doing is giving you more belly breakover. And trust me, when you're getting hung up on rocks in your belly, you need more belly breakover.
And if you're hitting that before you're hitting your tires, your truck is probably vertical.
Exactly. You're in a whole. It's a different problem you got going on. Yeah. I need to get some high clearance links for my 24 scale. I seen you busting that out. I have about, I would say in Betty, I probably have about 500. Not too much. I did the brass in the front. I know you're gonna like this, because I just so happen to have my Trio wheels on there, baby. Because the Trio wheels accentuate the little gas tanks on there. And shout out to my H&M hobby buddy. He made me a bunch of little scale stuff for the bed. And then I got a DSM recovery strap. And then mine is on a TGH chassis too. Like we've talked about, I think a couple weeks back, we talked about the upgraded chassis. But yeah,
Tyrone,
I'm still running on some aftermarket metal links, but they're not high clearance links. They're just some China specials, but they're metal. So
hold on. John, what were you going to ask?
Tyrone, look at the link set up on Craig's Bully, how flat the bottom of that truck is.
That is so crazy. Because it's like they're hidden. That's what you want them to be, is just completely hidden. It's pretty nice. I like that.
I do want to put a little bit of a bigger, meatier tire on it, but other than that, this thing performs. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome. Dude, I am so excited this week. I got hooked up with Heath, right? Shout out to Cal RC. I got hooked up with him, and I got the 5-piece black carbon mat coming. Oh man, I'm so excited. It actually should be here tomorrow. And then I got some of the core products, which is the hide wipes, the clean spray, the degreaser, all that kind of stuff. So I got a whole slew of products coming from CalRC. So shout out to Heath if he's watching. Thank you for taking care of me. He gave me Black Friday sale on everything. So huge shout out to him on that. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to use the products and then be able to speak on those products and be able to be excited about those products. So I'm excited about receiving those things. So
Tyrone, you're not gonna,
I'm happy you were able to get hooked up with him.
yeah.
Tonight, somebody's going home with a mat. So,
yeah. And
Hell yeah.
we touched on this in the beginning, but people, as you're commenting, just let us know you want to be in on the drawing, and we'll make sure your name.
I'm going to do that later. I'm going to have everybody who's in here comment so I can type it all at once.
Later, it's 8:55.
Hey, I'm glad you saved something. Hey, shout out. I'm glad you saved something for me, Size Matters, because you haven't even talked about it yet. Nah. Bam.
Dude, if you
Dude,
could get away from
this issue is thick.
super. My
Yep.
3-year-old kid looks at that like
Dude,
it's a catalog for
it's like a binder. It's like a book. If you haven't received it yet, it's like literally a catalog.
Yeah, that's
Boom.
the new toy catalog in my house. My 3-year-old's like,
Yeah.
Dad, I want that, and I want that, and I want that.
Yes. Shout out to Carry All RC for providing us with this free subscription. You all need to go subscribe because there's lots of cool stuff in there.
And shout out,
Lots of cool articles. Shout out to RC Car Action for supplying that to us as team drivers for Carry All RC. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And yeah, just that. Glad I got to say that.
If any, well, go ahead, John.
no, I was just to say, man, that it's awesome that we get those subscriptions. It is a household. It's on my table in my living room on my end table, and like I said, my kids constantly are going through them like it's a toy catalog. I have,
And if anybody's interested in getting a subscription, if you go to our profile, in our profile bio, there's a link for our RC Car Action subscription. I think it's $22 for the year.
Yep.
For a digital and print subscription.
And I put a team driver link on every single post that I post on Facebook, period. There's a link where you can click on that link and go, bam, and I just want to get a subscription. It'll take you right to the page. It's on every single post on every single page that I post on. So if anybody's looking to get a subscription, look under my name, look under where the hashtags are. You'll see Car Action, click on it, boom, it'll take you right to the website.
Also, a phenomenal cheeseburger with fried onions and bacon bits wrapped up in a tortilla. Lee from RC Car Action makes a phenomenal cheeseburger.
Good. Can't wait, man. I can't wait to get to USTE this year. I got a lot on my plate this year. I'm going to Hawaii in March. I'm trying to squeeze in USTE. I want to hook up with all you guys over there. So I'm really excited to get the planning going on that. I'll probably only be able to bring 1 or 2 trucks, but I definitely want to get these trucks on the road and see what happens when we get to USTE and just have fun. I just want to go and meet people and network and just hang out with all you guys instead of seeing you over Facebook, so or Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be exciting for me, and be able to represent the brands that have been taking care of me for all this time, that are so far away from me. Like they gave me the opportunity to be a team driver, but I've never been able to shake their hand. So that will be exciting for me. So yeah,
definitely look forward to seeing you.
We're gonna cut you out because we're gonna do this giveaway. All right.
All right, man.
Thank you very much, brother man. I appreciate you. We'll see you next week. I know it.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. All right, bro.
Later, brother.
Hey, yeah.
All right. So, there's only one thing I want to touch on before we do this giveaway, and that's the Element Enduro. I bought this well over a year ago now, and it sat stock on the shelf. My daughter would play with it every once in a while, until recently I learned that Power Hobby is actually making brass upgrades for it. So I got brass steering links, brass bumper, brass height clearance links. I am going to put an NSDRC servo in it because now it needs it. I put Tyrrell wheels, Power Hobby tires. It really changed the performance of the truck, and all that weight down low really makes a difference. They do make more upgrades for it that I didn't purchase yet. But if you have one of these and you're upset because there's not many upgrades available, go to Power Hobby and check them out. It's available on their website. They do have upgrades for it. So that's all I have to say about that before we get into that. John, do you have anything?
Wait, what? No, man. I'm just I'm excited for our new sponsor. I'm excited for our existing sponsors and our giveaway. And I think this is a really cool opportunity. So everybody just get on board with the giveaway and try to win it. It's really easy. J teams, get to UST, man. It's worth it. Their 24 scale course is amazing. I know you got 10 scale. Bring them too. Dreamer, try to get out there. It's going to be a great time. If we could, I don't want to say click up or crew up and just go out on the trails with like 15 people that we've become friends with through social media, that's awesome, man. That's a
We're going to over USTE.
once a year opportunity. Yeah, we don't get to see you guys on Dreamer. We get to see every once in a while. J teams get to see every once in a while because you both happen to be in this area. But Tyrone, everybody else, man, get out to UST and check it out. It is worth it. If you're into this hobby and you're more than just like, oh, I play in my front yard. When you want to challenge yourself, it's worth the trip, man. It's a lot of fun.
All right, so
Giveaway.
we're talking about USTE next week, following week.
That's a January show.
Yes. So if you're in here and you want this giveaway and you want this mat, just comment now and say I'm in. As I see the comments come in, I'm going to put your name in the laptop in this wheelie thing, and it's going to pick the winner.
There's 12 people in here. 1 in 12 chance to win the mat. It is great odds. I'm in. Dirty Money RC. Oh. Jersey Crawlers in. Dreamer is in. J Team's in.
Hold on.
You got, tell me where you left off. I'll keep reading them off.
Jersey Crawler, J Team, Dreamer.
Dreamer. Elcano. Kano.
Kono?
Kano. Kilo Alpha Nancy Oscar.
Got it.
FBRC. Tyrone, you're not allowed. You don't need it. Joey, I'm not.
All right, who else?
Not Joey. Listen, we'll give it the old Jeopardy, what? 30 seconds, a minute? 12 people. How many people you got on the wheel?
So I got Dirty Money. I got Jersey Crawler, J Teams. I got Dreamer, Elcano, FBRC, and Tyrone. I got 8.
I'll ask you as president, Amanda K and J, I'm in. That's up to you. I'll let you make that call.
We can put her in. We can put her in.
Tyrone, I'm out.
No. Tyrone's in.
But if you win it, we're keeping it.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Going once? I don't know. Can that might be a...
No, she doesn't get to go in.
Well, that's not fair then.
All right, so we're going to take a... All right, so our wives are not allowed to join in on this.
Fair enough. Our wives are not allowed to join.
Aussie RC Adventure, I saw you just joined. We're giving away a cow RC mat. If you want in, you have to pay shipping, but if you want in for a free cow RC mat, say I'm in. I will add your name to the list. It's getting given away. It's being given away tonight. Wow, that is a ton for me.
Moms cannot join. Wives cannot join. Somebody else's wife can, but our wives, it's only...
I have cow RC mats that I know what to do with. We do not need other ones. I do not need these.
And just for the record, my wife said great Christmas gift, but something tells me I still want to get it for Christmas. It would still go to somebody else.
All right, so I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds.
Can
If
we?
anybody,
I'll throw in this
oh, keep on tiny truck patches in there.
tiny trucking patch. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, Velcro back. We will throw it in the box, and also we'll throw in some size matter stickers, of course.
Anybody. All right. Well, y'all got a good chance. So I got everybody in there. Now, I'm going to click to spin, but I'm going to do it backwards here. So give me a second. All
I'm sorry. My wife just opened the door and gave me the finger.
right. Ready?
I can't see.
J team. J team. J team wins that. So, J team, if you let us know which one you want, the small one, the one with the parts catcher in it.
They're upside down. You're just holding them all upside down.
This one does have a parts tray, but they're removable. So it's got 6 of those on the bottom. Or you can get the bigger mat. This is not a parts separator. That's actually printed on there. So it's not like this one where it's actually raised. So up to you on which one you want. You let us know. Send us a DM. You don't have to choose now. Because I do know you're local, you can either pick it up from us.
He'll get it on the 18th when Joey goes.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Get it.
Awesome.
Okay with that. Appreciate that.
Now, Joey's fine with it because if it was somebody local, we were actually going to give it to Joey to have the person go pick it up at RC Misfits as well.
JT is the one with the printed on part tray that's not actually dividable, the one with the removable pieces. The big one? That one?
This one? Or the bigger one?
While we're waiting for a response, also, just so everybody knows, we have a new run.
The printed one. Wants this one.
New run of t-shirts just came in. Anybody looking for a t-shirt? Think they're going to be like dirt cheap. I think we're doing what, like 12, 14 bucks a shirt, 12 or 13 bucks a shirt. We'll put a post up, but
Lucky 13. $13, it's yours.
13, lucky 13. 13 is yours. Shipping is included. Free shipping, 13 bucks. We're running everything from medium to 4XL. So anyone looking for them, just hit us up, DM us on Instagram. Let us know. PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, cash, check, money order, COD. I'm working on it, Joey. Next order. I got you. So, yeah, man. Anybody's interested in t-shirts, we'll put a post up when we figure it all out. But I think it'd be like 13 bucks a shirt. So let us know. Some we'll take care of shipping and get them out to you as soon as possible. Yeah, man. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, I just want to thank everybody for joining. I want to thank Tyrone for coming in, and he's just always a wealth of knowledge. The dude knows what he's doing, and he is a great asset for this show. Thank you, everybody, for being interested in the giveaway. This is not the only giveaway. I have a whole box of mats that we got to give away. There might be 2 weeks in a row where we do it. There might be 3 weeks in a row. It might be every other month. It all depends on how we feel and how the show's going. The more people that join, the more I'm going to want to give away a mat.
Joey, I will reach out to my t-shirt guy tomorrow and get you a t-shirt. And I'm not going to get you a t-shirt. I'm going to get you a hoodie. I'm going to get you a hoodie. Winter's coming. It's going to be chilly. So I'm going to work on getting you a hoodie. All right. Our sponsors, this makes life so much easier. Carry All. Let's see. Shout out to Size Matters. Shout out to Joe Ropes. Shout out to Crawler Colt. RC Misfits. NSDRC. Crawler Colt. RC Garages. That's Reckless Hobbies. Hey, shout out to Carry All. Yeah,
Shout out,
what?
just shout out to everybody.
Everybody.
Non-sponsors, just everybody that we love.
Our community. The
Yeah.
community. We've been integrated.
Truck, the real hobby.
Definitely
Just-
to real. When we were talking trades before, so Cash, this is my 10-2, my first truck. It was a Honcho, RTR. First upgrade I did was the tires and wheels. The second upgrade I did was incision links. The next upgrade I did was to real shock towers. We're affiliated, spot anything. Just I was like, oh, I'm gonna get shock towers. Oh, Terrell, I like these, and I got Terrell shock towers. That was one of my third upgrade I ever purchased. That was my first truck, my first anything. So Terrell for me since day one, it's been something I've had. So
Me too.
yeah.
Me too. So all
And great.
right.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Sorry we couldn't do this together tonight. Next week, hopefully I'm not sick or something. But if not, next week we will be right there in the Size Matter shop. Oh, you're not here next week. I'm solo next week. So me and Joey from RC Misfits will be live next Monday. We'll figure it out. Next Monday, I promise you it's going to be an interesting show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely join in, check it out. Other than that, thank you to everybody who joined tonight. Congratulations to J Teams on winning the mat. Well deserved. You've been great to us from the second we met you. I think our first interaction, besides some BS, was, "Hey, do you want a T-shirt?" And you're like, "Yeah, we'll trade." And you traded us T-shirts, which I rock mine all the time. So thank you very much, brother. Appreciate everybody who joined tonight. Tyrone, as always. Joey, thank you for being you. Craig. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Turn off.